winter is coming. With the initial light of day, leafcutter ants emerge to seize opportunities in every moment prior to the final leaf descending. In order to access the freshest foliage, these ants possess the ability to defy the force of gravity. Thanks to the specialized adhesive pads that cover their pores, these highly adept climbers are capable of scaling impressive heights of up to 30 meters in order to gather the leaves that will be utilized in the construction of their nest. Within the nest, ants cultivate a fungus by utilizing the leaves they have collected. In under 24 months, the queen of this colony has been capable of generating as many as 100,000 individuals. At the uppermost section, the mushroom exhibits a more open and youthful structure, while the lowermost part, being the oldest, consists of narrow galleries where the fate of the colony is concealed. When the time arrives, these breeding females will exit the anthill, carrying a small portion of the cultivated fungus in their mouths as they take flight. They will store it in a structure referred to as infravucal bag. Following the mating process, they will establish their own colonies in conjunction with him. Inside the nest, the ants commence the process of handling the cut leaves. They gnaw on them and blend them with saliva and additional compounds, creating the perfect medium for cultivating the fungus. Saliva is crucial in this process, as it contains enzymes that aid in the fermentation and decomposition of the gathered leaves. While the bigger ants are dedicated to the search for leaves outside, these small ants, referred to as gardeners, have the responsibility of cultivating the fungus. The small size of the tiny compared to its larger sisters makes them perfect for playing their role as gardeners in any garden setting. Although these ants are active at night, they are urged to leave the anthill with the first rays of sun in the morning. Ants possess a highly developed sense of smell. They elevate their heads and antennas to investigate and communicate with their surroundings. This behavior enables them to track and navigate routes, find sources of food, or locate the way back to their home territory. Now they are tracking the pheromones that will guide them to the valuable foliage. In their mouth, they possess sharp jaws similar to blades, which enable them to easily perform the task of cutting leaves. Transportation is not complicated either, as they have the ability to lift and carry loads that weigh up to 50 times their own weight. However, not all ants perform their tasks effectively. There exist additional ants that wait patiently to pilfer the leaves being cut by their counterparts. While one is dedicating time and effort to trim a piece of this leaf, there is another one in the process of stealing the load from right under their nose. Upon successfully completing the robbery, the thieving ant will proceed to carry the leaf back to the anthill and take full credit for the act, despite the possibility of other ants also engaging in theft from her during the journey. While a formal and hard-working ant is starting to cut its leaf with effort, a thief ant has hidden behind it, hoping to steal the precious loot. During the round trip to the anthill, ants must overcome various animals and insects that have the potential to pose a danger to them. An ant that has escaped from a nearby anthill is about to find itself suddenly and unexpectedly in the path of these other ants. Even though they are larger in number, the colossal size of this soldier ant and its giant jaws make them think very carefully whether to start an attack or not. The robust and well-developed exoskeleton of the invading ant results in the initial assault against it being unsuccessful. The solitary manner in which they have to capture her is by immobilizing or severing her limbs. Once she senses being surrounded, she'll begin rotating around herself to evade any attacks aimed at her legs. With jaws that are strong enough to break seeds, the attack of this ant can be extremely deadly for the other ants in its vicinity. The moment of greatest fatigue and when it starts to become immobilized, an unforeseen ally might be able to rescue his life. The wind. In the nest, the ants process the leaves. It's a job they do tirelessly, 24/7, 365 days a year, without any breaks. The queen and the egg chamber are very protected deep inside the mushroom. Only during the summer months, when it is extremely hot, they relocate to outdoor and cooler areas. Deep within the nest, we discover an egg that is being given special treatment. It is from this egg that a future queen ant will emerge. Inside, this larva will be fed with a richer and more diverse diet than the one taken by larvae destined to become workers. The birth of a queen ant is predominantly determined by the treatment that the larva receives during this phase of development. The eggs are placed in caves and meticulously cared for until they undergo the final transformation into the ant's ultimate form. Although the last chestnut leaf is about to fall, these ants will not sleep during the winter. They will collect other plants and flowers that bloom all year round to survive until spring. Captivity. In addition, oats will be a good complement to cope with the winter. When night falls, the majority of ants will return to their homes. However, a small number of ants will remain, exploring the terrain and marking routes to new wooded areas. In the tireless day of these ants, their jaws not only cut leaves, but also intricately sculpt and shape the very essence of forest harmony. They are highly skilled architects who clean the forests, understanding that within each leaf they carry lies the key to preserving the beauty and health of the forests they consider their home.